come to the Hack Tasting Room, free pours of Elijah Craig 18, everybody. Free pours. You can have whatever you want. Hey guys, guess what? Today we're gonna take a deep dive into my own personal bourbon whiskey selection. That's right, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna take you guys through the tasting room, as I like to call it. Mama Hack was kind enough to let me convert our dining room, formal dining room that nobody uses, right, into a tasting room slash where I could store my selection that, let's just say it's gotten a little out of hand. So I'm going to take you through that today. I'm going to walk you around the room. I'm going to show you how I've got everything organized. Maybe you can tell me what I have that you wish you had. Maybe you can tell me what I shouldn't have bought. Maybe you can tell me what should I buy next. And then, I don't know, maybe I can pull out some bottles to try to show some folks that are just starting out on their whiskey journey the things that I bought that I wished I wouldn't have bought. So I don't know, just going to try to be helpful, try to take you through the tasting room today. Hope you enjoy it, so let's roll, let's go. Okay guys, one of the first things you're gonna notice about the tasting room is that I don't have my cases stacked like high up. Now that is a request of Mama Hack's that I have complied with, to not necessarily get these really high racks that you see a lot of people have. And I will tell you, it gets a little tough bending over when you're old, digging back in those, but it does make for a nice even look across the room. I probably would not suggest to anybody to buy these specific bourbon cases. They look really nice. They're really tough to put together. I think we got them from Home Depot, but I will tell you, in terms of storing, they look beautiful, especially at night when it's all lit up in here. But the problem is I just don't have enough space, just because I've got to stack them in there, and you'll even see on some of the glass it's starting to sag a little bit. And it gets kind of scary. When I back off the room, you're gonna see I've got a really nice kind of homemade oak table. This is oak from a friend of mine that I got, and we made this table together. So it's just, it's always been a really nice seating area, and Mama Hack does a nice job with the decorations here. But once I show you guys kind of the overview of the room, we'll get into the specific, how I've got everything kind of organized. So on this side is kind of the wall of the bank of the cabinets, and then over here you guys are going to see that I've got a kind of corner room here that you'll notice that has just kind of like a little bar cart, and this little bar cart ends up being where I store a lot of the whiskeys that are just too tall. And then so some of the taller stuff I put on the wall up here, you'll notice, and just try to organize it there. You'll also see on this bar cart there happens to be a lot of samples. As one thing, you get to hanging out with your whiskey buddies, or my fellow Houston basement dwellers, my friend Tim, my friend Mack. You'll notice that you collect a lot of samples. So if anybody's got a good idea on like how do you store your samples, would love to hear it. Next up, I'm gonna go down, we're gonna get down and dirty, we're gonna get into these cabinets. So let's do that next. All right guys, we're gonna start on this end, and I'm gonna kind of take you guys through this. Up on the top of this end cabinet, you'll notice I've got some of the decanter bottles. So I thought it only made sense to store those really pretty old Fitz decanter bottles on here. I've got one of them here that I've been working on for a while that I've only been putting good stuff in. And I think this one here I put just for color, that is some kind of whiskey I didn't want anymore. I don't really remember what I dumped in there, but we don't drink this one. We don't drink that one. But I've got the old Fitz 9 back here, and then I've got a couple of the old Fitz 7s here. I know I'm missing some of the other old Fitzes, but man, I have not been lucky to find many of those. I've got some of the glassware up here. Now, this card, it goes into the office often when I'm doing the shows and that. And so I've got some whiskey books, some things up on top here, just try to make a little nice decor. All right, guys, so next let's get down into the actual whiskey here. So if we go down to the very bottom corner here, and it's not on purpose, and I'm gonna open this cabinet up so you guys can see in here, is we got some Maker's Mark. You'll notice I have some cellar aged. I've got this cast strength bad boy in here. This happens to be one that I got at the distillery, and I talked the lady into letting me do a slam dunk. So was proud of getting to do that. I've got the 46 cask strength back here. I've got the keepers and the heart release tucked away in there. I've got a special distillery citrus orange cream soda that was kind of cool. Got a gift box in the back of some Makers, but that's kind of the Makers selection. All right, next up, guys, is going to be Wild Turkey. That's right. Up on the front here, you'll notice over on this corner, I've got a couple of those collector's items, the WB Saffel. You've also got the Bond and Lillard tucked in the corner back there, and you'll notice a theme. When they get tucked way back in the corner, that's because I don't get to them often. That's Angel's Envy back there. Just don't really get into it as much as I used to. And then on the front here, you're going to see I've got a row of Russells. This is a Russell's 10 LLME. I've got a Wild Turkey 70 back behind there. I've got a Russell Specs pick. I've got another Russell's Private Barrel pick back in the back. Then got the single Rick right on front. This happens to be Camp Nelson B. Got your Wild Turkey 8 here. Got a Wild Turkey single barrel, which happens to be a Distillery Select. And then I think that's it. I've got an extra Wild Turkey 70 kind of stored away in the back. And then this one, which I need to get to, is your Russell's 13 Batch 3, which I hear is one of the best. So, all right, gonna go to the next one. Okay, guys, staying on this end cabinet down here, you'll see I've got the Wilderness Trail in the front here. This is a store pick cask strength from Bevmo, right next to my Kentucky Nectar. And you might be going, well, why is that next to Kentucky Nectar? That is because apparently those are the same mash bills, just the Kentucky Nectar happens to be finished in honey. This happens to be a single barrel number 2, which is part of the Bruzel community that I was lucky enough to land. Really great bottle. It's on its last leg. I've also got another backup Bruzel that a friend of mine gave me because I love this bottle so much. Thank you to Matthew. Back here in the back, got the Batch 4, which I got through the Commonwealth group, or the old Commonwealth Distilling website. They actually released this. Then in the very back, guys, I've got a Founders pick. Founders 1. This is a really special bottle to me, so I might like some Kentucky Nectar, as you can tell. Just got a lot to work through still. Have you tried Kentucky Nectar? Let me know in the comments. All right, next up is good old Knob Creek, my desert island whiskey. You've heard me talk about it. Always have to have a good old Knob Creek in the case. So you see, I've been doing work on that one. I've also got a Knob Creek cask strength store pick from Tennessee Angel Share. That is Nashville Daily Spirits. It is a really great bottle. Then I've got something I picked up at the distillery tour that I did in December, which is 120 proof. I got to hand wax this bad boy, and that is a Knob Creek 9. Staying in that Knob Creek family, I've got a Baker's 13 that I haven't opened yet because I've heard it's not good. What do you say, What do you say about Baker's 13? Should I be trying this, guys? Let me know. Also, over here, a couple heavy hitters in the Disco 11 and Disco 12. Still got those to crack. I've tried several samples and they're good. And just like Angel's Envy that I put in the corner, you'll notice over here, guys, that's right, 13th Colony. Bottles are super hard to store, and that maple finish just wasn't good. So it gets put in the corner. Tell me if I did 13th Colony wrong and if you really like it. All right, guys, like I was saying, down here, it gets a little tough to get down here. So I have to get on the knee here to get in, but we're gonna get into this next cabinet. I've got this organized back here in the back on the very corner here with the Michters. This is a Michters 10 rye that happens to be a 23H, which is just really, really great. Got a Michters toaster barrel here. I've got just some Michters shelfer back in there. And one more Michters 10 rye, maybe that's a 22 stored back there for safekeeping. Up here at the top, we've got some Four Roses. I may have a problem, as you can see here. I'm gonna take that larceny out of the way. I may have a problem with Four Roses single barrels. Four Roses is what got me into the whiskey game, and I've got a couple of bottles. I'm gonna see if I can find one here, guys. It's really kind of cool. For me, it's cool. I think it's back here in the back, stuffed away. Oh, here it is, right here, guys. This is a bottle I got signed by the master distiller, Brent Elliott, when we went to the distillery. Just a really cool experience. This is an OESK. Is it hard for you guys to open signed bottles? It is for me. I don't know why. It's just hard for me to open a signed bottle. All right, guys, got down on the floor here so we could get into the Heaven Hill stuff. That's right, over here, got a Larceny barrel proof that I've been holding on to, but this little bottle right here, guys, this happens to be the Larceny store pick I just did for Liquor Zone. So this will be coming at you later this year. It is 125 proof. About 8 years, and it's really going to be a nice one that you guys hopefully will enjoy. The bane of my existence, Elijah Craig 18. If you come to the Hack tasting room, free pours of Elijah Craig 18, everybody. Free pours. You can have whatever you want. I also like to collect a few private barrels. I've got a couple of different store picks back there. Got one from Liquor Lineup. Also, the infamous Liquor Zone that was from a couple of years ago is really good. And then good old B525, which is really one of my favorite Elijah Craigs I've had. Rounding out, hanging in the back there, is that Heaven Hill grain to glass. I haven't come to open that because just hadn't had time. But also, there's just so much more fun stuff to try, and I just haven't found my way to it. Let me know if I should have been opening that grain to glass. All right, guys, over here, it is the Old Forester section. Got 1924, which is probably one of my favorite Old Forester selections they make. Really enjoying that one. We've got King Ranch, which if you're not familiar with that, you're not from Texas, this one is a Texas special that they pass the Old Forester through mesquite coals here, sent from Texas back to the distillery. So kind of a cool thing that they do that with that. Got an Old Forester barrel strength store pick from Liquor Zone. It's actually really good. Got a chocolate cherry thing on that one. Then you can see back here, guys, I've got a few of the 117 series distillery owned. I've got an extra old Warehouse I. Back in the back, I've got the, just the 100 proof, 93 proof, 115 proofers that was a gift set that I got for Christmas. Okay, guys, down here in this other middle section is what I lovingly call my Nashville Mack section. This is because it is Tennessee whiskey or bourbon or whatever they call it, but whatever. It's from Tennessee, so this is where I keep everything that I'm trying to collect so far from there. Maybe a few bottles are scattered around, but picked up this Old Glory in Nashville recently. It's pretty good. I think it needs to open up a little bit. I've got an extra Old Glory here that's a little bit older that I'm going to try against. One of the favorite bottles of the Houston basement dwellers here, the Old Dominick cast strength, 122 proof. Got a Blue Note store pick I picked up in Nashville. Actually got something kind of neat here that I haven't opened yet that I need to get to, is this Blue Note Honey Rye Cask. Finished. It's a straight rye whiskey finished in honey barrels. Let me know if you've had that one. Really interested to try that because I like honey finishes. Again, back there in the back, hanging out. I know they're not from Tennessee, but they needed to go in the back, and that is because those are holidays that I'm not a huge fan of. So we put those in the back. Bibb and Tucker. I bought this one just because it has a really cool choo-choo train topper. Not crazy about the whiskey, but I love the topper. Now, we get over to the real hitters of the Tennessee whiskey group. That's right, 10, 12, and 14. Had them all next to each other. I like this one, guys. I like Jack Daniel's 12 Batch 3. It's my favorite Jack Daniel's product. Got the 10 here. Back here, guys, we got we've got the Bourbon Hounds of Houston pick. This one is a really great bottle that we've enjoyed. The basement dwellers were all talking about this one. I've got another one of their releases back there in the back. And then this bad boy is probably one of the best single barrels I've ever had. I got this one from Nashville Daily Spirits, and it is a barrel house 1 of 1, 135 proof, just awesome. Then I've got a couple of these back here, guys, the Distillery Series. Picked these up flying through the airport. This actually is a twice barreled distillery release. Have you tried these? Let me know. Do you love Jack Daniels? Do you hate it? Get in the comments, let me know what you think. All right, guys, this next section is kind of a little bit of everything. I travel a lot for work, so you never know what I'm gonna find and what I'm gonna pick up. So that's what this next section is. So we're gonna open up here, and as you can see down here on the end, guys, is some of my favorite Pursuit Double Oaks. I've actually got one of them in the office in there, I'll show you, but this is one of the best ones that I've ever had, which is your Four Horsemen It's actually a CB code on this bad boy, which means it is a creme brulee type deal. I've got the Pursuit Double Oak Batch 1 rye. I got this from a friend, Tim. So excited to get to that one. Got another couple Pursuit store picks back there in the back. And right next to those guys is short barrel. I'm starting to get into some short barrel. This one right here is a cigar batch. Got it off the website, so cracked it and enjoying having that. And then back here in the back, and we've got a guest. I don't know if he's gonna come see us. That was George, but he may come back and see us. All right, so this is the short barrel Bee's Knees, which I call it the Winnie the Pooh bourbon, because it's like rolling around in a honey barrel. And then back behind that, you got the Sap Squatch, which is a maple finish. Haven't gotten to that one yet, but definitely need to. Then, this is a store pick. Frey Ranch made this pick with Liquor Zone. Love this bottle. It is a caramel banana cheesecake in a bottle, and just absolutely the kind of stuff that I love. Down here on the bottom, guys, Remus picked this up recently on Mack's recommendation, so enjoying that one. And then in the back, guys, back here in the back, there's some stuff stored away back here that we're just going to call that regret buys. And I'll get to these in a minute and talk you through it. Now, Kings County's pretty good. I've enjoyed it. But back in the very back, there's a few regret buys that I don't know. I'm going to hope that you don't make some of those same mistakes. Also, this one right here is kind of a neat bottle. I saw SLB put this in their Weeder blind recently, which is the Jimmy Red. I got this one when traveling through South Carolina. It's kind of a hard one to find and a cool kind of old school mason jug looking bottle thing. So this is a Jimmy Red. It's a 7-year wheat whiskey. Apparently some of the family members of the Van Winkles helped out with producing this one, but enjoyed it, but didn't blow me away. Tell me if you've tried it and you love it, and I'm just like totally wrong. All right, guys, over here on this other side, got the Old Zach. This is a pick that we made at Cox Creek at Good Times. It's an 11-year Knob Creek finished in a buff turkey barrel. Got a Horse Soldier pick I picked up with a friend in Wyoming out at a store called Cowboy Joe's. This one's been pretty good. It's a little hot though, but it's been pretty good. There's some promising stuff. This happens to be a 10-year store pick, which I've heard great things about, but I think it needs a little more seasoning. Got something stored away for the holidays later this year. I've tried samples of this. This is the Lucky 7. It happens to be the Holiday Toast. Then I got a bottle I'm planning to come back to because I keep seeing people say that this Jefferson's Cask Strength 2025 130 proof is supposed to be like whiskey of the year. I didn't think so the first time through, so we got to come back to this one and find out. Up here on the top, got a Dettling, which I picked up at Spillway with my friend Mack. Got Circle City. This one was sent to me by Tim in Indianapolis. And I got to tell you guys, this one's really good. It's got me super interested in trying some more Circle City stuff. And I'll tell you, when you blend this with Russell's Reserve, it turns into something special. I don't know exactly why. It's not scientific. It's just what it is. Then up here on the front, this is one of the best bottles I've ever had in my life, which is from my friend Laz at The Suburban Guy on Instagram. This is a pick that they did, which is a 15-year buff turkey, 133 proof. He also did it with the Wolfpack, the Degenerate Wolfpack. And I will tell you guys, this one is one of the best buff turkeys I've ever had until I got the Reverie 16. But don't tell Laz I said that. He's going to see this. Never mind. They're both good, Laz, just different. Oh yeah, guys, I skipped over some Good Times. I got chilling in the back here. I got too many Good Times. You're going to see the Good Times in my office. These happen to be some extras I've got. Got a breakfast batch. I've got that Casa Good Times, which is their Anejo Agave Spirit. I've got the toasted blueberry backup and a watermelon blueberry, which is kind of funky. All right, guys, we're getting to the section of the tour that I like to call Tater's Village. You ever heard of Santa's Village, like where during the holidays they put up stuff? And this is Tater Village. Welcome to Holiday Tater Village. Down here, just like Christmas lights, you got all the Weller colors. You've heard plenty about them. The only thing I'm going to tell you guys is stay away from this one. Don't just please, for all that's holy, don't go after the Weller single barrel. They don't know how to make single barrels. And yeah, I've got some extra Blanton stored away in the back there from my early days. Also got a couple of things from Poland back there because my sister-in-law's from Poland and we made that trip. Over here, guys, Rock Hill Farms. This was one that I enjoyed and I still enjoy. People like to kind of talk bad about this one, but I enjoy Rock Hill Farms. It's a nice, good bourbon. It's not worth secondary, but I was lucky enough to get that one in Galveston for around $65, believe it or not. Up here on the top, you got Elmer T. Lee, and I got a backup of Elmer. I get into these Elmer moods where I just like to sip on it, and I just really, really like it a lot. I'm not a proof hound, so that 90 proof does okay for me, but you know, Elmer T. Lee knows what they're doing. I like them. People trash on it. I don't know why. Now you got the Blanton's family. You've got the regular old single barrel. You've got the gold, and you've got the barrel proof straight from the barrel with the Blantons there. Tucked away in the back, guys. Regret pours, or regret buys, I should say. Bought the kosher Buffalo Traces. Why did I buy those? I'm not Jewish. I don't know why I bought those. I don't know. Help me, help me, help me. Why did I buy those? Now, you saw a video I did recently with the Bowman run through. So I have the small batch size select that you saw me do a review on. Or maybe you didn't see it. Go check out my Bowman review. Then you've got the single barrel. You've got cask strength 3 and cask strength 4. And chilling in the back here, you've got a couple of Buffalo Trace. I think they're mostly store picks, but I had enough Buffalo Trace while I was on the cruise ship to last me a lifetime. So I'm not going to visit those anytime soon. I'm going to pause the video though so old Hack can get off his knees and show you the top. All right, as we continue our journey through Tater Village, you'll see here I've got an open Stagg. This is Stagg 24D, which was a bottle I enjoyed a lot, and I still enjoy a lot. And I think I've got a backup of that one because 24D was one of my favorite batches from last year. I also have a Stagg 24A, which was a good batch. I enjoyed that one, probably second to 24D. And then I've got some I haven't, no, I'm sorry. This one is 23C, which I think this is my favorite batch that I've ever had of Stagg Junior. Then I got one I never tried. You tell me, guys, have you had 22B? I haven't had 22B, but I've got it. Maybe I should do a side-by-side. Been doing work on this one since about Christmas, and we're down to the nitty-gritty. This one happens to be George T. Stagg 2023, but fear not, boys. I've got the 2024 ready to roll. Going to do a side-by-side on those probably next month or so just to tell you what my take is. Is 24 better than 23 while we wait on hoping that we land a 25? And then I've got a very special bottle to me that I've said I'm going to open when my son graduates high school in 2 years. And then after he graduates high school, I'm going to go on the hunt for a 15 to open when he graduates college. So that's my plan with that one. Hopefully get to share that with some friends and enjoy and celebrate that time. I've got the Smeagol Rare here, which I labeled it a 12. This is a store pick I picked up in California at the recommendation of my friend Mack. Got another Eagle Rare store pick right here. Another Eagle Rare store pick. This one I should talk about. This Eagle Rare store pick from Twin Liquors is of fame. The Houston Basement Dwellers love, love, love this one, and I got to say they're right on that. And then the gem that we found recently, Eagle Rare 12. That's right, the gold top Eagle Rare 12. Tried it next to the 10, and if you saw the videos, I probably told you that I felt like it is better than the 10, even though people are not thinking it is. I do. I don't smoke cigars, but I've been given some things from people. I've got a Buffalo Trace cigar box. Got a Pappy Van Winkle cigar box here. Don't smoke cigars, so you know. But anyway, I've got the box. Picked this box up in Galveston from a store owner who let it go for much less than they sell it at the distillery. And so inside here, guys, yeah, we've got an E.H. Taylor collection. So in here, I've got the straight rye. Also happen to have the barrel proof. Also happen to have a small batch. Probably sitting on a few extras. Oh, there's the single barrel. Let's see, and then I think I'm just sitting on an extra couple of small batches, and one of these small batches is actually the Infinity Blend from Spillway, because that is what we gave for TJ to put in the barrel. All right, guys, the little bar cart over here, it's where it all started. Oddly enough, Mama Hack thought the bar cart would be enough to store my whiskeys a couple of years ago. Oh, how she was wrong. Down here on the bottom, guys, I've got tons and tons of samples to work through. I've got the little Blanton's collector's kit that I'm working on. And then I've also, like up here, I've got my blind kit that you can see there. That is when we like to do blinds and have fun. That's a gift that my sister-in-law got me. And so like the little letters flip over to reveal what the blind is. Got the morning recovery. Always got to have morning recovery ready to go. Always keep a couple backups. Then back there, I don't know about you guys, but does anybody have to label, like do they have friends that send them, oh, dropped a sample. They have friends that send them just so many samples that they have to name them. Tim samples and Mack samples, they get their own naming. Also, guys, recently I've got into tequila, and most of these I found in California. So here I've got the Blanco, I've got the Still Strength Blanco, we've got the Repo, and then got the Añejo hanging in the back out there. Got some samples of tequila stuck under there. Really enjoying starting to get into tequilas now. All right, guys, the top of the bar cart. What goes on the top of the bar cart, you may ask? Bottles that are too tall to fit anywhere else, or I've just run out of space. I've got the Found North stuff ready to go because we're doing that show coming up on the Superfan. Up here on the top, I've got the Roaming Man from Tennessee. Got an extra Still Austin, some Willet stuck in the back, some more tequila back there. Old Granddad 7 stuck back in here. Nashville Barrel, the Fiddler. I've got a Calumet 16 I need to get to. And then back there in the back is a very special bottle to me. That is the Pour Your Own at Michters. Did that at the distillery. Then, like I said, just trying to put some of the same stuff up here. I've got that Old Soul, and the rest of it is your rare character stuff. Up here on the top, my old girlfriend, who sometimes is my new girlfriend. If she's Penelope weeded, we aren't on speaking terms. If it's Penelope 9-year, she can call me every once in a while. Penelope 10-year, call me every once in a while. American Light Whiskey, she booty calls me. And Penelope X, any day, anytime I'm there, sweetheart. That's how I feel about my Penelopes. All right, guys, thought I would show you guys a little bit of what it looks like where we shoot the show, the Hack and Mack show, behind the scenes. Then over here is a little makeshift bar that I built to just store things that I need to do for the show or just to try to have a backdrop. So down here on the bottom, really gotten into the 290 picks. I mean, they just do a hell of a job. So I've got Reveries 9, 16, K-Luke, Chattanooga. I've also got the Raven Batch 2 there that Mack helped me find. Got my own Pursuit Double Oak Tobacco Stave. Got that grit and it's cut above what I just recently had, which is the best toasted that I think I've ever had in my life. Back behind those guys, I've got some of the Good Time families all lined up. The Pecan Pie Rye, the Blueberry Maple, just a lot of the favorite Good Times that I'm really getting enjoying having. Up here is my Peerless hangout. I've got the Peerless distillery pick here, which is actually the cigar bar, which look at the color on that. It's unbelievably good. Toasted Peerless, which is fantastic. This is a single barrel pick from the Bruzel Club. This is the High Rye. This is another distillery pick, which this one is the Lemon Bunt. This one is another Bruzel pick, which is the single barrel, not the High Rye. And I got to tell you, this one is one of my favorite. This is my second bottle of this one. Then one I need to get to. This is a single barrel rye from the distillery, which is a Kentucky Mule, which has ginger, apricot, and fresh lime. Don't know about that one, but I'm excited to try it. Then one of my favorites, this is a Double Oak Rye Peerless. Really great bottle. And then up top, guys, we have, I'm gonna start back over here, the Still Austin group. Got the blue corn, got the new red corn, which is the 6-year. Got a Hotel Emma pick, which is a famous hotel in San Antonio, and I tried a sample of this one. I'm in love with it. I just haven't opened it yet. Got a store pick from Longhorn Liquor. Of course, we have the Tanager, and it's on life support, guys. Liquor Zone, this is a pick I did. It's a 7-year pick that is the most Kentucky bourbon tasting whiskey you've ever had. This is April's Nancy's pick. This is May's Nancy's Rye, and this is May Nancy's bourbon. So that kind of rounds out, guys, what I have lined up that you didn't see out there of what I use to just kind of have at my ready for the show. And I just switch it out depending upon what we're gonna do. And it's just a little makeshift bar I built myself, nothing special, but I thought you guys wanna see that. All right, guys, I told you guys that I would pull some bottles of things that I regret buying that I thought, you know, new beginner, you're just starting on your whiskey journey. And I'll take you through the themes of them. The first one is this Blanton Texas Pecan brown sugar bourbon. Now, I like Texas, I like pecan, I like brown sugar. I just don't like flavored whiskey. And that is what this comes off as. This is a distillery out of Fort Worth. I bought this one thinking, you know, it would be great. Maybe there's a way to use this. Maybe there's some kind of mixer. You guys tell me in the comments, like, how do you use Blackland, but not for me. Next up is this Noah's Mill. It's actually a Kentucky bourbon. It's made by Willet, and maybe there's a theme there. I just don't like a lot of Willet stuff. I had to buy this as part of a bundle to get that old rip that you saw. So maybe I shouldn't regret buying it because it was part of that, but I've had it for a few years, and as you can see, there's no work being done on that one. Next up, Elijah Craig 18. Elijah Craig, why did you do this? This happens to be a 2024 bottle. I've tried the 22 and it's actually pretty good. This one just comes off as over oaked, almost kind of sour, watered down. It's just not a good whiskey. And paying what you pay to get an Elijah Craig 18, you think you're gonna get something great, and you just don't. With that many years on it, it should be fantastic. And unfortunately, 2024 Elijah Craig 18 just wasn't. Last but not least, Weller Single Barrel. I feel like you've got to do it when you're trying to finish the colors out. And yeah, I paid probably almost triple MSRP, so maybe that's a part of it. Weller doesn't know how to do single barrels. They make a lot of great whiskey, but they really don't know how to do single barrels unless they have a pick team that's part of that SAS Barrel Select program and they go pick it, because those are usually pretty great. But this one, the Weller Single Barrel, not worth the money, not worth the chase. Hopefully those bottles give you some themes of what not to chase and regrets that I had trying to help you out on your whiskey journey. Also, I thought, you know what, maybe you want to know, like, hey, what are your favorite pours there? So, you know, the first I'll talk about Pursuit Double Oak right here. This one happens to be one of my favorites. This is a tobacco stave store pick I did with Liquor Zone, but it feels a little, I don't know, self-righteous or whatever to pick your own pick as your favorite pour. In reality, the favorite pour I'm having right now is this Reverie 16, which, man, it's harder work shooting these videos than I thought, so I think I need to reward myself. This was a Reverie 16 Buff Turkey pick that 21090 did with Jay West, and I gotta tell you guys, this one is, oh my God, it is fantastic. Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed the tour. And get in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to us, we're brand new. We're just starting out. Please subscribe to us. Click the bell to notify you when we go live. It's usually Sunday nights at 8 p.m. And we would love to have you subscribe to us, join us, hang out with us. Whiskey should be fun. Peace out, y'all. Cheers.